This is Fox 13 News at 4.
Now at 4, over 50 shots are fired outside a crowded Seattle concert venue. Hear from a man who was inside that venue when it happened and how he reacted. Plus, over 200 officers have left the Seattle Police Department in just the first 6 months of this year, leaving the city scrambling to recruit more officers. We explain their newest plan to get hires in the door. And could the police get access to your Ring doorbell videos without your permission? Details ahead on why the company could hand over footage. Fox 13 News starts right now. Seattle concertgoers dropped to the floor in fear as dozens of gunshots are fired outside a concert. This was the scene left afterwards. The ground riddled with bullet casings, windows shot out, leaving people asking questions about security and crime in the city of Seattle. Thank you for joining us for the news at 4. I'm Hannah Kim. The shooting outside that Seattle concert venue happening just days before Mayor Bruce Harrell and Interim Police Chief Diaz shared details of their new recruitment strategy to hire much-needed officers. We have team coverage for you. Matt Markovich has the details on those recruitment plans. But first, we go to Steve Kiggins in the Central District with what we know about the shooting. Steve.
Yeah, Hannah, the folks who went to Washington Hall this weekend, they tell us the show over this weekend was open for all ages. And they tell us, everything seemed to be going fine until there was this deafening haze of bullets.
Inside, you can see where the bullet entered the door and then exited out here through the paperwork.
Kioki Silvano shows us the damage to his car. This nearby window also took a bullet. It's only been days since the shooting outside Washington Hall.
I mean, even kind of talking about it now, I'm starting to feel like my heart's like elevating, like my heartbeat's kind of moving a little bit faster right now.
It's stupid. I think it's really stupid.
Sandra Gordon says her apartment, which faces Washington Hall, somehow wasn't hit.
They're teenagers, but they can go away for life.
Washington Hall was packed Sunday. In the Cellphone video, you can hear the gunfire and then the panic. Watch as concertgoers hit the floor for cover.
I took my nephew and I threw the little 4-year-old down on the bed, and then I threw the 10-year-old on the floor, and I told the guy and my son to get down, and they just kept shooting.
I thought it was actually part of the music bed at first.
Silvano was working at the concert shooting video. He ran for safety after he caught his wits.
It took me a second to realize that it was actually real.
But the shooting wasn't just a few shots. The gunfire intensifies, terrorizing concertgoers who soon quickly run for the exits.
Lady in the building right above, she stood right in a window hollering at them when they were shooting and telling them to stop shooting.
SPD says they arrived and found hundreds of people running in all directions and evidence pointing to a shooting in the hall's parking lot and up and down the block. A wrecked car also found nearby. Cops believe that driver may have been part of the shooting. Miraculously, SPD says they found no victims. They also have not made arrests. Silvano's job takes him to concerts. He hopes his nerves allow him to return for another job at Washington Hall this weekend.
At the end of the day, I just want to go home, kiss my kids goodnight, and give my wife a hug and let her know I got home. And I didn't know if that was going to happen the other night.
Now, SPD's interim chief Diaz, he wouldn't talk to us specifically about this shooting, but he did tell us that on the whole, the number of shots fired incidents across the city is so far breaking records this year. And he says SPD says they are also investigating the number of shootings that include barrages of bullets like this one are also on the rise. Now, we've reached out to the folks running Washington Hall here to see if they have any plans to beef up security for the event this weekend. We've got to hear back. We're live in the Central District. Steve Kiggins, Fox 13 News.